The subject of the conference was what are the stimuli that can make make Africa prosperous. Really, that's the topic. What I've been watching since the 1960s, because you know I've been here for some time. Is that the mistake is that is made is that you take a unidimensional approach. The World Bank, the universities, at different times emphasize one point: education. If we get education, everything will be all right. So they educate people, but the people they educate have no jobs because they didn't deal with other things. Now, if you only talk about trade facilitation, I don't want to fall in that trap, because what Africa has got, after watching for a long time, because actually it was a dilemma, why Africa is so rich and yet so poor. So after careful study for a long time, we came to the conclusion that there were a number of bottlenecks. It was not one bottleneck that you had to deal with. We had about 10 of them, and we identified them. One of them we are talking about now is one of them: market integration. If you produce, where do you sell? Is the market of Uganda of 41 million people enough to support large-scale production? No, it is not. So this fragmented market must be integrated. That one is for sure. Now, I think people are now getting agreed on that. Recently, I was in China to talk to the ministers of Africa who were there. And I told them, I said, how can we be so short-sighted? China has got an internal market of 1.3 billion people. Yet they are fighting for other markets. They are fighting with America for additional market. Somebody with 1.3 billion internal market guaranteed, that market is not enough. He's looking for more market, more market, more markets. And here we are very satisfied with 41 million people of Uganda. This is really very serious. So, fragmented market was one of the bottlenecks which we are handling. But how about what His Excellency was talking about? The costs of doing business. Even if the market is integrated, if you don't solve the problems of the cost pushers, things which make the production costly, are you going to be competitive in that market? Or are you going to integrate it for others? So that's why you must identify those cost pushers and deal with them. That is, for instance, transport, infrastructure, transport, electricity, the cost of money. All these are cost pushers, which will make it impossible for our business people to be competitive. And then the literature issue they were talking about in the 1960s then also comes in. The human resource development, education for health. Of course, if you don't have an educated population, that is also another problem. But that one, fortunately, many African countries have addressed. Now the question is, what sort of education? It's not just literacy anymore. It is literacy plus skills the fourth industrial revolution that we are talking about now, the artificial intelligence, and so on. So the bottlenecks. How about the politics? How about the politics? If you push politics of identity, and you therefore cause sectarianism in the society and conflict, how would the trade take place? So these strategic bottlenecks, there are 10 of them. I have written about them. The documents are available. The other time when we were here for TICAD, I could see the Japanese were wondering, these Africans, they are so rich, but yet they are so poor. But they don't know how to, they are polite, they don't want to tell you, but you can see a question in their heads. I think they were coming to the conclusion that there must be something genetically wrong with these Africans. How can you be poor in such a rich continent? There must be something wrong with you. So when I detected the one in the Japanese heads, I decided to help them because I've been watching for a long time. I said, the Japanese, don't worry. These Africans are not genetically incapable, but they have been having these bottlenecks. If they solve them, they will move.